He came back twice. He's that dumb. You're getting two chances. Oh my goodness! He smashed it.
He did smash.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to SubtleTakes. We take you fishing with us all across the beautiful state of Colorado. It's the end of May here. We're at high water in Colorado, which isn't much for this particular year because we had almost no snow, it seemed like, but still runoff conditions are in effect, and rather than go battle the high water, we thought we'd find ourselves a small creek here and go throw some big dry flies at them, see if we can get them to eat. We've been hiking for about an hour, and we're just going to put our 3 and 4 weights together here and go at the river. I'm with Mr. James Olsen here, who's made the trek with me today. Did all the driving. Thank you, James, for getting us here safely, or almost safely. We're going to trek up here and fish for about 4 or 5 hours, then make the ride home. So thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys subscribing to us. It's been really cool to watch the subscription numbers go up, and I really do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying this. So stay tuned. We're going to hopefully see a bunch of dry fly eats and catch probably some small fish, but you never know. 14-inch fish is a big fish in here. So again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you out there on the water. All right, just a couple of tips about hiking in the Colorado backcountry, since I know that a lot of the people that watch this aren't from Colorado, and you guys come here for vacations and such, or maybe you've moved here in the last few years. A lot of people have. A couple of things. First, always file a flight plan with somebody. Let them know, at least generally speaking, where you're going to be, about when you're going to return, you know, color your vehicle, stuff like that, just in case. They can get a hold of you too, not just if something goes wrong on your end, but just so they can get a hold of you. Second, water. Take plenty of water. sunscreen. I prefer things like this sun hoodie here where I can put my hood up, or a buff that I have around my neck. Things like that to keep the sun off me. Obviously sunscreen up. Water, more water. Altitude sickness will get you in a heartbeat. A little bit to eat. I always take whatever I feel like I needed for if I had to spend the night. That type of situation. So I've got an emergency blanket and some basic first aid, stuff like that, a fire starter, a lighter, obviously, things of that nature, a mirror, reflective device. Because I'm always thinking about what if, worst case scenario. Probably I could have people here tomorrow. The other thing is watch out for wildlife. We already saw a turkey, walked right up on her. And we've seen snakes here before, out in the backcountry a lot. Obviously there are bigger things like bears and mountain lions, but you rarely see those, quite honestly. I wouldn't be too worried about those things, but they do occur once in a while. And just make sure you're physically prepared, you know. Maybe hike for a little while and stop and fish and assess things, because you never know when your body's going to react in some way to being out up at an altitude or out in the outdoors, or you get an allergic reaction to something out here. So yeah, a lot of things can go wrong. It's a lot of fun, and the farther you walk, the more you get away from people, which is, I think, what a lot of us are looking for in experiences like this. But just be prepared. Think about all those things. Think safety first. Don't hike alone, obviously with James here. And let people know where you are, all right? They'll have a lot more fun. It'll be a lot more safe that way. Oh, by the way, though, with your fishing license, you get search and rescue will come and find you for free. So just keep that in mind. If something does go wrong, they have to fly in. And we've had search and rescue had to come a couple of times when we've been hiking 14ers, and you don't want to pay that bill. So remember that with your license, you do get the search and rescue, but you have to have your license on you, which you should anyway. Okay? All right, we'll get back to it. right, if you're going to take on some of these Colorado small creeks, a couple things to know. First of all, fish are spread out throughout the stream. They're not just in the prime lies you might consider to be, you know, the deeper holes. These fish will snuggle up in like 3-4 inches of water and you don't even know you're there. Now, they're small fish, but they're also mostly brown trout, and they just blend in so well with the bottom here. The second thing is flies. Don't be afraid to use a larger fly here on these particular streams. I would say that the best fishing times are really about 10 o'clock to about 1, and then again about 5 o'clock to sundown. So those are the two best times, but on most of these they'll eat any time of the day. If you're going to be using flies here though, you might consider stuff like, you know, an Amy's ant, something in this particular size, something like that. That one's kind of beat up a little bit, but you get the general idea. Bigger, larger, bushier dry flies that tend to imitate lots of different things. Seen some small stone flies today, seen lots of terrestrials, everything from beetles to grasshoppers. So, you know, larger things, but I actually have on right now a size 14 Purple Haze. So again, larger I think until you get to a certain point. I'd say if you get two flies that are in the, I don't know, size 10 range, 8 range, that's probably about as big as they'll tolerate in here right now. But maybe later in the summer when there's a little more water in here, it might be different. But just kind of think larger flies. I'm fishing 5X right now. I'm fishing a 3-weight rod. You could fish probably 4X and these fish would eat it no problem. But you don't really need the extra tippet size or strength to land these fish. They're all on the small side, but really pretty. Spectacular setting always out here in these backcountry streams. So a couple little tips there if you're going to be fishing these smaller streams. Don't be afraid to scale it up a little bit. We're going to get back to it. Okay, it's been a good 4.5 hours of fishing here so far. Don't know how many fish we've caught. It's been a lot, and every single one on a dry fly, either something like a big parachute Adams or a Purple Haze size 12s, larger caddis, some kind of stimulator, something with legs especially on it. Anything like that size 10-12 range works great on these small streams. And sometimes it could be just a simple size 18 parachute Adams too on some of the really small ones. So any kind of dry fly pattern though, they're not too choosy on most of these small streams. One of the biggest things is if you're going to do this here in Colorado, understand altitude. It's an issue. Make sure you have plenty of water, and if you're coming from someplace that's not Colorado, give yourself 48 hours before you come in here and do this, because you'll definitely feel the altitude when you come and put a backpack on and do this. And if you're going to, you don't need a lot. I have a Little 3-weight rod here, 7.5 foot 3-weight rod. It's not even expensive. It's a Reddington, a little tiny Ross rhythm reel. These are pretty old at this point, but it holds line and it does the job for me. And then really a backpack with some type of a rod holder on it, and a hydration bladder helps. Boots, as long as they're lightweight, rubber soles, hiking boot style, and then we wet wade, so we wear some kind of light hiking pant and go that way. It's really pretty fast and pretty clean. I generally carry one small fly box. It has a whole bunch of different patterns in it that I think might be applicable to the area, and that's it. Maybe my license and an extra leader or something. Really, really minimalistic. The lanyard helps with these kind of things too. So if you're gonna come, think about those things. Definitely think it's worth exploring. And some of you guys that go to the same old places, maybe get out and do one of these small stream activities one of these days. And you're not going to catch the size of the fish, but I'll tell you what, the quality of the experience is amazing. So thanks for joining us here. Hope you've enjoyed watching this little slice of Colorado here. It's been amazing getting a chance to come up here and fish and share it with you guys. So thanks for subscribing again. Really do appreciate it. A couple public service announcements. Catch and release. Pinch your barbs. Places like this especially. Pinch those barbs down. Those fish tend to eat the entire fly, and it really helps extracting it and getting them back in the water, because we don't carry nets. So we're trying to get them back in the water as fast as we can. So do those two things, we'll go a long way here. Instagram, Facebook, SubtleTakes.com for some writing that we like to share once in a while on all of our SubtleTakes episodes. All right, so again, gorgeous day here. Summer's upon us. I think our next big trip might be back to the San Juan River, though, in New Mexico. So be checking us out and looking for that one around the corner. Until next time, see you on the water.